A training aircraft, that was how it was designed, but one that saw a great deal of frontline active service in our lands. Once again, a rugged platform, cost-effective one to operate. Here we see two North American T-28S Fennecs. Came in from the left, like with Fennec, the desert camouflage one in the opposite direction from Radial Revelation. This aircraft was designed as a replacement for the very famous North American T-6 Texas on the Harvard. The intention was to suit the transition to the early jet aircraft of the post-war period. It was given, for example, a tricycle undercarriage with a similar cockpit configuration. The prototype flew in September 1949 for the first time. The early aircraft were rather sluggish. 800 horsepower was not really enough, but in that regard they were similar to some of the early jets as well. T-28's service as the Trojan with the US forces was not lengthy in terms of the US Air Force, but the US Navy carried on using them. In fact, they didn't retire their last T-28 until 1984. The Navy's purpose of the T-28 was given rather more power, as it was for use in the light attack role by France's Armée de l'Air, the French Air Force. They needed a light attack, a close air support and counterinsurgency platform for use in France's increasingly troubled overseas colonies during the 1960s. On the T-28. There were no new examples available to them, so it forced 150 of the US Air Force A models and had them converted to the more powerful armoured T-28S standard that you see here, sturdy echelons in that work. And both of these aeroplanes are veterans of France's operations during that time. These little aeroplanes can be armed with 4 250-pound bombs, a pair of .50 machine guns, or even rocket launchers. And the one doing the low passes of the sand camouflage, the one that's currently up to our right, has a very interesting history indeed. It, in fact, while most of its brethren were sent overseas to places like Algeria, stayed in metropolitan France. And that, of course, was a very troubled place to some degree during the 1960s. Some of you may know, if you watched the film Day of the Jackal, of a right-wing terrorist organisation called the OAS, the Organisation de l'Armée Secrète. They sought to prevent Algerian independence from France. The domestic terror campaign, including attempts on the life of President Charles de Gaulle, led to a number of T-28s and also T-6 Texans being attached to the French Air Force base in Saint-Dizier as something of a show of force against that domestic threat. The silver aircraft, the one performing the aerobatics, meanwhile flew 76 operational missions in the Algerian theatre before it was struck off charge in the mid-60s and ended up actually on static display on a roof in the town of Villeneuve. resident at Duxford. Radial Revelation acquired the camouflaged example in late 1997 with repainted the original French colours. Silver meanwhile came to Britain in 1998 and it's today owned by Group Fennec, established by Simon Howell and Simon Tilling. And Simon Tilling, one of its co-owners, told me, if you want to get rid of your birds, the T-28 is probably the cheapest way of upgrading a big radial-engined aeroplane. An aircraft that's a lot of fun to fly, and a very good aerobatic performer as well, running in for their last pass. So in Vietnam, the US Air Force used them there, and later the South American Air Force, the CIA had them for covert special operations in Laos and Cambodia.